I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, we're high school. I'm Hannah Dorsey.
And I'm Emma Nichols.
Here are your announcements for Thursday, October 26th, brought to you by We're Student Media.
Happy National Pumpkin Day.
Today's forecast calls for a mix of clouds and sun with a high of 76 and a low of 61.
For lunch, we are having spicy chicken tenders or chicken nuggets, French fries, California blend, mixed fruit cup.
There are no birthdays today.
First up, last week was West Virginia Disability History Week. We're Student Media staffers Kira Jones and Hannah Mitchum spoke with We're staff about the importance of the week.
I think it's important to embrace and include all walks of people. So bringing any kind of headlight to people who might be a little different, I think is great exposure for just general student population. Well, inclusion. So in this country, from the very beginning, we didn't always include disabled people, or we considered them like mentally ill and just hospitalized them. So when they started recognizing that disability didn't mean that you weren't capable of having a full life, and we started including children and allowing them to also be part of like the general population, was a real important turning point in our country. I was devastated. So that's not an easy decision to like even get your child. I know parents who even hesitate to decide like, okay, we're going to get the evaluation, but at the end of the day, as a parent, you do what's best for your child. And by doing what was best for my child at a young age allowed her to flourish and become the best version that she could be.
I think it's important that everybody be informed that we have many people that with disabilities that may need some consideration. I just want them to be aware that disabilities exist and that there's like accommodations and other things put in place to assist them. All right, like literally, you can see a visible one and you cannot see an invisible one. But we could go with the invisible ones are more internal. They're the psychological disabilities, like maybe anxiety or even something that's psychological. And there is internal physical too. We have a lot of irritable bowel syndrome at our school, and it could be caused from the anxiety. But you don't know if somebody has an irritable bowel or even cancer. You can't see cancer. You can see if they have chemo and they're bald, but I wouldn't call it like a disability per se, but it does cause situations where they would need accommodations. Historically, people with disability were basically shunned and often sometimes left to die. And then at one point they were institutionalized. And again, physical and mental disabilities together. And it was a horrible situation for history. And now the states have situations where they pay people to take care of their disabled children and adults in their home, so that they can be with their nuclear family. It was awful. It was devastating. And I mean, this was 22, 23 years ago when there wasn't even a lot. It seems like we have a lot of autism now, and there's a lot of programs to help children with autism. And it wasn't prevalent like it is. I mean, it's a shame that it is, but it is, and people can get help now. And we were really struggling to get help because we didn't have any knowledge of what to do, and there wasn't a lot of agencies around to assist. It did. It absolutely did. My degree was in history, and I was basically a social studies teacher, and an unemployed one because there were no jobs, 20 years plus ago in education. But I didn't know what to do, so I decided that I'd go to school and learn.
I think it's important to celebrate Disabilities Week because we often put labels on people where it's a disability, but this gives us a chance to celebrate a student or a person's ability levels. I also think that it's important to celebrate Disabilities Week because it brings about awareness. We can look at people and sometimes know that there's a disability, but often not. We look at someone and we don't know that there is something that we should be looking into. I want people to know that we shouldn't focus so much on the cannot, rather on what we can do. And when we focus on those things that we can do, it shows more love and compassion. So I kind of touched on that already. We can look at someone and sometimes know that there is a disability, but often not, we can't see that there is an issue. And when we are more compassionate by asking people instead of being uncomfortable and not asking, we can dive into what is really going on. And that way we can show way more compassion than what we do. Sometimes, you might see a kid kicking and screaming at a grocery store, and we often think, oh, hey, that's a bratty little kid, but maybe that's not it. Maybe there is something that we don't know about. And once we start talking and celebrating these kind of things instead of looking at it as negative, we can help more people.
Thank you for sharing your perspectives.
In other news, Brook Week is wrapping up.
Don't forget to hunt for the stuffed Bruin bear hidden in the school somewhere. If you find it, tell your first block teachers, who will record your name, grade, and description of where it was found. The hunt continues through first block tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Halloween for the hounds. Donate to the animal shelter in your first block class to wear a costume, which must be school appropriate. With no preschool masks, all schools in the county are participating. Let's help Weir High School raise the most money to benefit the Hancock County Animal Shelter.
Teachers, don't forget to tally the number of students in each grade who are participating and send the numbers to Mr. Engel so Pep Club can determine who earns a spirit stick.
The class of 2026 will collect donations to support Keith Carroll at the football game against Brook tomorrow. Anyone who donates will receive a rubber bracelet. Those who wish to support Keith further can find the clickable fundraising links on Weir Student Media's Facebook post.
Attention, all students. If you have already taken it, please scan the QR code on the screen and submit the Weir Digital Class Survey to determine the top 5 favorite Halloween candy at Weir High School. They thank you for your help.
Students and staff are invited to Jimmy Carey Stadium on Sunday, October 29th at 1 p.m. to come to the classes to compete in the Powder Puff football. Admission is $5. There will be concessions and 50-50 raffle. Which class will be the champion? The class of 2025 encourages parents, teachers, and fellow classmates to support their team.
Any student ages 13 to 17 who are interested in a teen peer support group, please see Mrs. Charlton or scan the QR code for details.
Any junior boys interested in attending the American Legion Mountaineer Boys State on June 9th to June 15th should see Mr. Wright in the school counselor's office.
Wanted Dead or Alive, the Weir High School Drama Club is searching for students to join the tech crew for their Dracula show. There are positions available in lighting, sound, and backstage crew. See Mr. Miller in room A202 or student stage manager Emma Underwood to sign up as soon as possible.
Attention GAA members, the next meeting will be next Wednesday, November 1st, right after school in the cafeteria. If you are unable to attend, please email Mrs. Hype and Mrs. Alkire to let them know why you are unable to attend.
Now for your sports.
Anyone interested in playing boys basketball should sign up during lunches by this Friday, October 27th.
Good luck to the sports teams who start on their winter sports.
Finally, your fun fact of the day.
Rats will laugh out loud if you tickle them. That's all for today. Have a talkative Thursday, Weir.